Oh, this is the life after a long hilly climb in a hot tub. This is a two-person tub. Barely fits me. Just getting a nice evening in. See some of the stars above and enjoy this for the next 20 minutes or so before I turn into a prune. My joints and muscles are saying thank you. It was a nice hot tub last night, feeling quite relaxed after that. Now today I'm going to just do a bit of a tour of Derry, Maine in Port Hope. So I'll show you some of the sights in just a moment. Just grabbed a latte here in Port Hope the next day, and just over here at the Capitol Theatre, which is, I think, the set for It and Schitt's Creek. So it's kind of a cool little town though. Let's see. Very cute little place. Port Hope has to be one of the nicest little towns that I've come across. It's so pretty. Everybody's been so friendly here. And here's the park over here where they did It, the 3 movies here. It's gonna come up a little bit closer to it. So this is they call this the Derry, Maine Park, which is where It was filmed. And this is the amphitheater at the opening where they had the red balloon kind of walking across it, or floating across it rather. And it's kind of cool. I didn't know that It was filmed here along with Schitt's Creek. And again, you know, Schitt's Creek is just behind me now, but the theater that they were all doing the work in is in there. And then, of course, you got the public library over here, which is also one of the backdrops here. You'd never know, but this was kind of cool. I remember the opening scenes where the balloon was kind of making its way across there. Yeah, and there's more to see a little further down here. They didn't use the actual library here because they wanted something older and creepier looking, I suppose. But but these are the administrative offices here, here in Port Hope that were used for the backdrop for It. And it's just administrative offices for Port Hope. But this is what they use for the library. Yeah, the library scenes that were in It. Back to the amphitheater. The only thing that you can't really tell is because in this original scene, when they had the balloon, red balloon going across here, was that they had a whole bunch of chairs up front, and the cast had to sit there and watch. It was kind of like an empty chairs. It's only like 4 or 5 people, and about 60-70 chairs were all lined up. But it definitely looks like the backdrop for Derry, Maine. But this is actually called Memorial Park, dedicated to World War I people served. And yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can get some eggs bennies. Just grabbed a latte here in Port Hope the next day, and just over here at the Capitol Theatre, which is, I think, the set for It and Schitt's Creek. So it's kind of a cool little town though. Let's see. Very cute little place. Port Hope has to be one of the nicest little towns that I've come across. It's so pretty. Everybody's been so friendly here. And then here's the park over here where they did it, the 3 movies here. It's gonna come up a little bit closer to it. Just continuing my walking tour here, Port Hope. So many of these buildings date back to the 1800s. Definitely gives the story of Oregon a run for its money. Although this is more inland across a lake versus the story being right on the Pacific Ocean with less mosquitoes in the story, that is. Mystical Emporium. Now this place looks pretty cool. It's a restaurant, Turtle Jones, and a pub. Here's a place I had considered to stay in Port Hope until I saw the prices, but it does have a restaurant in there. Sorry. And there's somebody behind me there. It's called the Carlisle. It's a pretty cool looking place. It's pretty swanky in there too, so no wonder it was so expensive. Got this church here. Here's a fixer-upper. And I'm back to my digs. Mine is to the far left over there. This is the Dorset house that I'm staying at. It's in a pretty swanky little neighborhood, so. One of the nicest stays thus far. Home sweet home for one more night until I head off to Belleville tomorrow. This has definitely been super nice. Hot tub I used last night was just behind here, and it's been a nice day.